Hey everybody, it's me, Cyrus, and this is Video Game Virus. Well, it's no secret, I'm a big fan of the Intellivision, and there's a new Intellivision coming. It's called the Intellivision Amico. The man behind it is a friend of mine. His name is Tommy Tallarico, and he's our special guest today.
Yeah, that's a great question. Not a lot of people have asked me that question publicly, so I think we'll be getting some new info here. But well, first of all, it's interesting. When I was thinking about what I should call it, it actually had a couple of different names. And they weren't like, oh, this is a code name and this is or a secret thing. We're like, well, let's call it a bunch of different things and see if any of them stick, right? And so some of the earlier names of the console, and they seem funny now, right? But at the time, we're like, oh, maybe this will be interesting, and I'll tell you, I'll go through some of them and tell you why. So one of them, well, the first thing that came to my mind was Spark. I thought the Intellivision Spark. I thought that was cool because it's like, it's a spark of, a spark of creativity. It was like, in this big world of all these big giant consoles and amazing companies like Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, we're just like this little spark of, like, here we come. We're this little, the little spark plug or whatever.
The spark that will light the fire, that will start the revolution
of the co-op, bringing co-op back into the family friendly gaming, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So many things. Right. So we had called it Intellivision Spark, and actually the first couple of documents that we wrote up, like tech documents, actually had the name Spark on it. The other thing, we were going to call it Karma. That was another one that we had, the Intellivision Karma, that I thought was kind of interesting. Not that that's a bad thing, but it's just, it's we wanted to kind of like, maybe that's not the best word. A lot of times people think of karma as something spiritual or something, so I was like, maybe that's not the right name. And then we were calling it Quest. That one was kind of neat. You're on a quest, and quest, whatever. So that one stuck, but the one that stuck the longest was Spark. And then I remember we were at lunch with my wife, and I always said, gosh, I wonder if there's some way to put my Italian heritage into the console. And so I'm like, gosh, I wonder if there's, and I was starting to think of words like, because there's so many beautiful, fun Italian words. Like in Italian, the word fantastic is pronounced fantastico. That's just a fun one. Fantastico. Isn't that fantastico? So, but that's too long. You can't call it the Intellivision Fantastico, So I was going back and forth, and then amico is the Italian word for friend. And I'm like, gosh, that really nails it for a number of reasons. One, we wanted this to be a friend, something that, a friend to mom, a friend to the kid, a friend to the home. Like when you think of a pet, like a new puppy coming into your home, and we want to welcome that as a friend, as a member of the family, as a, something like that. So it's got that connotation to it. So I thought, the family thing was important, but also it's just a really fun word for kids to say, amico. You can almost like, hear kids running around the house, amico, and that's where I kind of came up with at the end, the logo, and then it says, at the end it says amico. That I got that idea from one of the focus groups of the kids, just hearing kids repeat it. happily. But what people might not know is that the person who says Amico on the logo, which is going into the system in the game, that's my younger brother. I'm the oldest. So we had 3 kids growing up in a family. I was the oldest. And then we had a sister, Karen, in between, who's unfortunately passed away. And then my youngest brother, younger Mike. And so it's his son, who's my godchild. So I'm the godfather of little Mikey. His name is Mike as well. So it's him saying that, I recorded him when I was in North Carolina visiting them last year.
Intellivision, together again.